treat.
Yeah.
Where you at with the election these days? I liked what you wrote about.
Oh, gee, that was
As far as Trump goes, that wasn't stupid.
That was really dumb.
Why?
Why did no one? Did people comment on it?
Was it stupid because it was kind of polarizing, or?
Yeah, I just didn't. I mean, I don't know. I hoped it would be taken as like a letter to my fans with some thoughts.
Yeah.
But it was sort of held up as like this is an essay written by a pundit who thought of all the angles. I don't know. It's just how I felt. I'm not ashamed of it. It's something I wrote. It's how I felt at the moment.
I liked it.
And I expressed it. It's an election year.
Yeah.
So every 4 years, everybody gets to say what they want. I think that's fair. You know, it's part of democracy is discussing and stuff like that, and it's so emotional. An election is emotional. People get really upset, and it's about their gut feelings and stuff. So it's fucking a fascinating election. It's a great election.
It's an amazing one.
I don't know who I want. I really don't know.
I don't have a guy.
I kind of don't either.
I don't have a guy.
I want Trump.
Yeah, Jimmy has kind of Trump.
Do you want Trump, really?
Oh, big time. Yeah.
Why?
Because I hate the rest of them so much,
Yeah.
and I hate the fact that we're stuck with A or B. And I would eventually
That's
like
valid.
a C.
That's valid. The C's are great.
Yeah, in every way, shape, and form.
Yeah, motherfucker.
I think it'd be good. I'd like eventually to get a third party. I think that would be nice.
I could tell you who I hate the most, and that would be Cruz.
Yeah, Cruz is gross.
I could do that, but I don't really have a guy.
I hate him a lot for the more I think about Ted
doesn't
Cruz,
seem
I
believable.
physically don't like the way he there's. I'm sure I don't like his politics because he's way too conservative. He's a religious Republican, but I don't like his face, and I know that that's not the right way to look at a politician.
Yeah,
I
but that's
don't
how
like
we
his
feel
face.
about presidents are personal. They're not like this isn't a parliamentary system, you know, where it's all dry. The president is like an emotional thing. But the thing for me is that the most important thing a president needs is empathy. It's the number one thing is that you have to be upset if somebody gets hurt. Like you have to worry about other people. Like you have to have a really gut feeling of like, oh, fuck, what would happen to these people if I do this?
Yeah.
Like Lyndon Johnson, as fucked up as he was, there's this picture of him you can find of him listening to Chuck Robb was his son-in-law. He eventually became a senator. Chuck Robb married his daughter, and he was a Vietnam decorated war soldier. So,
Wow, that was well said.
so Chuck Robb is sent LBJ a audio tape of what was happening it's the one on the upper left-hand corner so you see LBJ listening to a tape describing what it's like to be a soldier on the front line of Vietnam. And he's sobbing because he's the president and he's putting kids on the front line.
Yeah.
And it's shattering him that he's causing that kind of pain for his own people. That's what a president has to have. I hated George. I didn't hate, but George W. Bush I thought was a shitty president. But I do think he wanted to do good for people. I think he was wrong about how to do it, but that's what he wanted to do. I think that about Obama. I thought that about Clinton. But I don't feel that Trump has. I think with Trump, it's like literally removed completely.
Oh, yeah,
Because he's a narcissist.
There's no empathy
So I think he knows how to sound. He knows how to connect to people. That's different. He knows how to read somebody's pulse and manipulate. But I don't feel like it literally, there's a moment in my show where Kurt Metzger says, Google Trump charity, and you'll get a teenager blowing a black guy. And actually, the first thing that comes up, and I don't believe Google's everything, is Trump is the least charitable billionaire. He holds a record. He doesn't feel like, oh fuck, what happened? Why did that happen when I did that? I think that makes him very, very bad candidate.
I think that's his biggest flaw too, and I've said that. I think his lack of ability. We have seen no empathy from him, and that's exactly it. And I don't know if he has it on. I asked Don Jr. about it. And he goes, well, you got to see him with the family. It's like, I guess you see him different when
Well,
you
and then
live with
also
him.
your family's an extension of yourself for a
Sure,
guy
of
like
course.
this. But for him, like when he like when he does a rally after a big win, he talks about how he beat the guys and what losers the other guys are for the whole time. He doesn't say this is what we need to accomplish. This is what matters. This is what's happening to you people, and it's not right. He talks about they're being unfair to me. This is all rigged. I really hurt Lindsey Graham. Like he said it like 10 times. I hit him hard. Boy, I hit him hard. I hit him hard, Lindsey Graham. I hit him hard. And what did he say? And all this, and then Rubio, and he just talks about how he won.
Yeah.
Because he thinks that's that's what he's focused on. And then at the end he goes, we'll build a wall and to get the country back again. And people go, hey, and people love him, so they want him to win. And I don't quarrel with that, but I think he's not. That's not going to make him a good president.
Narcissists they'll never say they're sorry.
They can't.
They don't have it in them.
No.
They'll never say. And then, if there's a big shooting or something like that, a school shooting, is Trump going to come on TV? Are you going to believe him that he feels bad for the families and stuff like that? That's when you need a president, when most of America needs it.
Yeah, and with war and stuff, you have to be like, you have to make yourself sick to your stomach to send somebody into battle. You have to feel that way. I don't think he has that.
I think John Kasich has a little of that.
Yeah, he might. I don't know.
Out of
People
those
say
three,
mixed
anyway.
things about him. Yeah, I don't like any of those guys. I think they're all a fucking bummer.
Yeah.
The Republican
It's
guys.
rare we get a
But-
chance to humiliate all of them at once. It's
It is.
very
It's
rare.
true. His effect on the election has been a hugely cathartic and positive. The first debate he did, he said, I've given money to all these guys, and when I call them, they pick up the phone. And I thought, I fucking love that he's saying this. I thought he's not going to be president, but this is a great thing that he's doing this. And I do think there are hugely positive things. He's showing a potential for this. I've always felt like the whole thing about this country is that it's all sitting there. Democracy and free speech. It's just sitting there. And any day, the whole world and the whole country can go, we just want this one person, even though they're not playing by the rules.
Yeah.
The things that Hillary Clinton does because she must do them in order to stay in the game. I always thought there's someone out there who can just say, everyone's just, fuck, I want this guy. I don't care that he hasn't had the 100-plate dinners. I don't care that he hasn't listened to lobbyists. I didn't think it would be Trump. I know it would be him, but he is showing potential, and so is Bernie in a way that people will gravitate towards somebody real and go for it. The problem is that he's a complete duplicitous liar. And he just says whatever it takes in the moment, and he doesn't have empathy.
I think you're right about that, except for the fact that I think he's a less trained duplicitous liar in the sense.
No, he's not trained at all. He's different.
He doesn't know how to make it palatable, and he doesn't know how to make it gentle. Whereas they're all as horrible, but they just know how to say it. They know how to deliver it in a quick soundbite where you're like, oh, I kind of like that guy, even though he's just as atrocious.
That's right. And I think people are entitled to push this guy up as far as they have, and I get it.
Yeah.
It makes sense to me that this would happen. But it's just the final result, him being president. I think simply because I hold him at his word. It's like they used to, I'm not comparing him to bin Laden. I'm saying that they used to say about Osama bin Laden, when he does something, he says it. When he says something, he then does it.
Yeah.
There's guys that you follow and you go like, he says he's going to do it, then he does it.
Right.
I think when Trump says he's going to open libel laws so that you can you can sue people for saying something you didn't like.
Yeah.
Is that what he meant, though, or did he mean the press?
Yeah, well, the press, yeah.
But that's who matters. I think he will do those things.
Yeah, I believe
and
so.
I think he'll, I don't want to go through the list, and I'm not the smartest person about this stuff, but my feeling as one voter is that he'll make it harder for the system to. I don't give a fuck about any issues in America except for democracy, the fact that we get to keep choosing, and that we keep free speech. The rest of it, it's anybody's guess.
Right.
Half people think one thing, half people think other, and most of them are fed on bullshit facts. But the most important thing is that we can keep voting openly and talking openly. And my feeling, and it might be because I'm also caught up emotionally, like after I wrote that Trump letter, because I got scared, like he's going to take that all away from us. I look at that guy and I listen to what he says, and I think he's going to make this a violent and contentious country where you can't say what you want, and he's going to bully people at the polls. And I picture him saying, once it's two candidates, you Hillary voters may not want to meet my voters at the polls. You may want to stay home. Like, that's sort of where this starts to lead to. And I got really scared, and I wrote that thing. And after I wrote it, I was like, the fever broke, and I was like, I'm a little unhinged here. Like, that was irrational.
Yeah.
That was a little insane.
So
That was
someone
like
transcribed-
1,400 words. It was meant to be. I meant to write P.S. Stop with the Trump already. It was funny for a minute. Period. And then I looked at it and I'm like, well, let me clarify it for 1,400 words. And I sent it and I thought, I'm going through something right now. I'm scared, and I'm emotionally unbalanced when it comes to this thing. I should never in my life write opinions and send them. I just don't think I don't think it's a good idea for me, and I shouldn't have. I think maybe I was starved out because I was being in a lockdown of media for Horace and Pete. I think I was getting. I probably have a little narcissistic problem where I'm like, I need fucking attention.
It was.
Oh, you got it. Front page of the paper. I'm like, who did Louis shoot? I just wrote a nasty letter. Jesus, that's how you know you're doing well when you write a nasty letter. Front page of the paper.
Well, fuck though. That hurt. When I saw that, I was like, oh, I almost threw up. I was like, oh
really?
Fuck. Did I do?
It was brave. Come on.
I mean, I stand behind a lot of this shit I said. I don't regrets in life. You add up to whatever you are.
It was brave.
But I go look back and I go, that was a little crazy.
But I mean, it's sure it polarized some people. But it was refreshing to see someone of your stature to speak your mind about something.
Be counted sometimes.
Trump is Hitler, though. I mean, they could use him like a headline on the day.
They didn't choose a very flattering photo of Trump for that. I would have thought they would have picked that.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
The problem with narcissists, too, is they don't like to be exposed. So when the media's exposing them, that's why he wants to sue them. They don't want anyone on to him. That's why he destroys everybody in his path.
That's right.
There's probably a ton of people out there that got a lot of shit on Trump that are afraid to say anything. I'm not coming forward. He's going to destroy me. So, and he just, and that they just want to shut everybody up. And that's what he's going to do.
I think so. That's what he'll want to do.
Yeah.
He'll say the New York Times comes to my desk before it goes out, and he'll call the guy who actually runs the paper, or the guy who sends it out, like the guy in the room, with the the guy with the working class guy. He'll say, send the first truck to the White House. And then he'll do it. Who is it? It's the president. So he'll just do it, and then somebody will go, you can't do that. And he go, what are you going to do about it? That'll become Trump's logo as president. What are you going to do about it? And they'll just start doing it. I think that's the kind of guy he'll be, which will be a great story to watch, but it'll be horrible.
I don't think he'll get much done because I think he'll be fairly ineffective and loud because everyone hates him. The Republicans don't like him. They don't want him to do much.
Yeah, but he's not going to need any of that apparatus. He'll just start doing shit. And because the system's broken enough that somebody can go in and run it roughshod right now.
I don't know. I don't know how much he'll get. I think that I think the Democrats and the conservatives would both see it in their best interest get rid of him. I don't think either one of them wants him to. Do you know what I mean? Like the Republicans don't
so
want him.
every time we say that, like, it's an amazing thing to watch because every time we say that about the guy, he
goes up in the
keeps
polls.
moving. Because so here's the thing: like going to the convention,
Yeah.
everything's against him. There's nobody in the Republican establishment, all those lever pullers, who want him. They actually really, really hate him. But he's saying the right thing.
I mean,
Like, I don't know.
once-
People are gonna. If you don't give it to me, people are gonna get upset.
Yeah.
He's hinting at
He's
that.
actually
at the
right,
people.
though. I mean, I'm talking about the Congress and the Senate. Like, once you need them to vote for what you want to do, I
Yeah.
think he would have some trouble. The great part will be just watching him yell at everybody for
Yeah.
not doing their job and call them out. And then maybe in 4 years, somebody who's not a total cunt will run.
You don't want him to give you a nickname. That's the death.
Oh, it's
Every nickname he's given out has stuck in.
Lion
It's
Ted
just-
Cruz.
Well, he did. Hillary's just came out over the weekend.
What was it?
What? Crooked, right? Crooked Hillary is the new one. He started.
There was a second word to that he floated. That's it. Like, no, Donald, come on, it's good. It's
With the
Fred,
K,
someone-
we'll do it with the K.
Come on. And they're like, no, he's like, all right. Whoever does say no to him.
But that's the latest. He came up with that yesterday or Saturday. It's
Yeah,
it's
Crooked
going to be
Hillary.
every headline's going to have Crooked Hillary now.
That's it. That's her name now. That's who
He's
she
got to
is.
get a better tanner though. That orange face.
That's gross.
What the fuck?
But doesn't that alarm people who do this for a living, like politicians? Like, this is how hated all of you are, and this is how tired of all of
that's
you are.
when that's exactly when this kind of thing happens in any country, is when the system becomes so not representative. Nobody fucking loves any of these people.
No,
Yeah.
but I love that he's doing that as far as this election goes.
that's
Because we're
the
not
positive part.
going to be able to turn back from this. You're not going to have these guys talking in sound bites when the next
Well,
election
like
comes around.
when I wrote that thing, I learned a lot because people are so divided now. Like, part of it, I wrote that to people who were thinking of voting for Trump. Like, if I was writing it to anyone, it was like, if you're thinking of voting for Trump, here's my thoughts. I wasn't trying to bully anybody, but I was just saying, here's how I feel about it. And I wanted to sound like, I wanted to find common ground with the person I'm talking to. So I'm like, hey, a conservative is fine, the percentage of the country is conservative, so conservatives should have a share.
Yeah.
Just not this one because he's not a conservative.
Yeah.
Not to me, he's not. So a lot of liberals got really angry, and because I said a conservative would be fine. They said, "Don't even say that. They don't even want you to consider any thought except for theirs." So I think liberals and conservatives both have led to this kind of shit, to
Right.
this election being so fucked up.
Absolutely. Of
'Cause
course.
they're not even they're offended by the idea of listening to each other. I mean, if you think you're so fucking right that you can't even listen and then reject another idea, but really listen to it, you got serious problems.
Yeah. The solution is they have to work together.
Yeah, you have to listen to people.
You absolutely have to listen and try to figure some shit out.
It's like I used to say, listen to learn and learn to listen. I said that all the time, and people would be like, that was pretty good.
It was because they both have the L's
Absolutely.
match up.
Yes. At first I said, listen to Larry, and it just didn't catch on. It was like,
No, because Larry's not a verb.
no, he's
That doesn't work. It just doesn't.
It blows my mind
It's
that
clear to me why that was no.
yeah, we'll get Louis out of here. It blows my mind that they can't even agree with something the other side said just because they're not.
They
in their
can't.
party. That's
Right.
so ridiculous.
I asked Trump on the phone. We had him on the phone, and I remember I was saying that I did think Obama deserved credit for Bin Laden because even though any president might, hey, if it had gone wrong, he'd have to eat shit for it. So it went
Yeah.
well. He should get credit for it. And I think I asked him if there's anything you had liked that Obama did, And I asked somebody else that too. Is there anything he did that you think he did right? And when someone can't say, yeah, he liked this and that, you know that person is 100% unbalanced in their thinking.
Yeah.
But it's the same with a Democrat.
But it's
If
both
you ask
parties.
them-
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, anytime that everything in your answer, every answer to every question is conservative or liberal, you're just being an idiot because each issue's different according to
Right.
the conditions.
There's a lot of gray area.
And also, you don't know how you're going to feel in 10 years when your life goes down the road. You know what I mean? People's feelings change and the country changes. So,
Sure.
um,
Well, Louis,
we know. Everybody in this room knows, though.
sure.
Yeah, no, we know
What the fuck do
everything.
we know?
Well, Lou, I think all we can do is just put it out there and see what happens.
Yeah.
Guy who has nothing to add. Yeah, just see what happens.
See what happens and just hope for the best. Do your best.
Prepare for the worst.